in the new Chicago Tribune building. There's one over here under construction that kind of looks like a Disney villain castle. But before I really get into the Tribune building, I want to talk a bit about the building that's about to show up to the left of it with the yellow onion dome up on top of it, the Hotel Intercontinental, formerly the Medina Athletics.
My idol.
Now, when they built that, they didn't plan to have the onion dome up there. They planned to have the roof be a landing pad for zeppelins, blimps. Because it was the 1920s, Low Bridge. It was the 1920s. They were thinking, you know, in 5 years, everybody's going to be traveling around in zeppelins. Why, if we don't have a landing pad, we will be obsolete. And they never used it once. I keep telling them it's not too late. I'm kind of determined. I'm going to rent a Zeppelin and land it on that thing. They're not very keen on the idea yet, but I'll turn it around. Blocking our view of it now, the Tribune building. Howells and Hood, 1924, one of the last of the great Gothic skyscrapers. The Chicago Tribune, the newspaper, still operated out of there until about a year and a half ago. It's now been sold to turn into condos and apartments. But last summer, a guy who worked at the Tribune called me up and said, hey, my key card still works. You want to break in and smoke cigars and break stuff? I'm like, well, I don't smoke cigars, but yeah, I want to go in and break stuff. So we went around, like, threw things in the drywall, carved our names on the wall. Rumor has it Chance the Rapper wants to buy one of the apartments, so we left a lot of welcome Chance messages all over the place. I'm sure they'll turn it all out before he moves in, but it was a really fun day. The view from that place was just spectacular. Now, up here with the spire of the NBC Tower by Adrian Smith, we call this postmodernism just because it's from the 1980s, but really it is more Art Deco than Art Deco with its clean lines, streamlined verticality, simple geometric art. I love this one. It's my favorite Adrian Smith building by far. I always feel like you can see Superman flying around the spire of that place. Over here on the right, you can see this one with the pointy spire. That is 2 Prudential Plaza. To include the spire, that one is 998 feet tall. If that were my building, that would drive me nuts. I'd be up there tying yardsticks onto the fire all the time, trying to get over 1,000. The other dads always know what I mean there. If you look behind the rather bland modernist buildings here, you can see this one with the wavy balconies, Aqua Tower. When Aqua was built a couple of years ago, designed by Chicago architect Jeannie Gang, it was the tallest building in the world ever designed by primarily by a woman. Lost the record very soon, but Jeannie Gang is about to bring it back with this one that is under construction just on the other side of the bridge here. Wanda Vista Tower, another Jeannie Gang and Studio Gang design. They just recently topped out the construction there at 1,198 feet. Not counting spires, it'll be the second tallest building in Chicago. Looks really fantastic too, especially now that they've started to add the glass curtain wall over it. Usually I feel like we've got about enough glass buildings around here, but they're really doing something fascinating with it here. Now if you look up towards the top, you can see this part where the floors are a little bit further apart. That's what's going to be called the blow-through floor. So you might have heard someplace that really tall buildings are designed to, let's see if I can finish it. Like to put someplace that are really tall buildings are designed to sway in the wind a little bit. Now, they don't really sway. What they do is give to a non-engineer. That means the very same thing. So they do in fact sway in the wind a little bit. To lessen the effect here, that is going to be called a blow-through floor with empty space for the wind to blow through. First time we have ever done that in Chicago. You got to be really careful with that, because if you're not careful with a blow-through floor, you can turn the entire building into the world's largest whistle. I mentioned that to somebody who lives in the building next door the other day, and they were like, what? On our left here, Centennial Fountain, built to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the civic group who was in charge of our biggest engineering project ever when we reversed the whole flow of the Chicago River in the early 20th century. See, the river used to flow out to the lake about like you'd expect it to. Trouble is, the lake was our drinking water. And into the river, we poured all of our sewage, all of our garbage, all of our waste that would flow out into the lake, and we would drink it right back up. That's not just disgusting, it is also a fantastic way to spread cholera, dysentery, all of those Oregon Trail diseases. So, eventually, in what may have been the most Chicago moment of all time, instead of deciding, hey, let's stop polluting the river, we decided, hey, why don't we push the whole river backwards? So that's what they did. They dug a canal that was deeper than the lake. The lake started flowing into the canal. Long story short, the whole river got pushed backwards. So now all of our sewage would be sent to St. Louis instead. Yay! Yeah. It's a classic Chicago tour guide joke that they send it back in bottles labeled Bud Light. Bush beer executives have asked us to stop telling that joke, but I think they're paying off some of the companies. I'm not seeing any of that, so here we are. On our left, Riverview 1 and Riverview 2 by DeStefano and Partners. I hear that the penthouse here at Riverview 1 has finally been sold. It was on the market for years for $12.9 million. 9,600 square feet and includes a private basketball court. There's one condo in there that was going for way, way less than that, but I think it might be the one underneath the guy's basketball court. And over here behind the white wall is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Which breaks my heart because they were planning on building a really fantastic skyscraper there called the Chicago Spire. That was going to be 2,000 feet tall, very distinctive corkscrew shape. Would have not only been the tallest building in the country by a wide margin, but also it would have been an instantly recognizable symbol of the city. Our mayor at the time, Mayor Daley, said it was going to be like the Statue of Liberty of Chicago, like a welcoming beacon to the city. You know, for all of the pilgrims who sail across Lake Michigan every year looking for a better life. But 2008 happened, the economy tanked, they ran